Hey everybody, this is Demiheals here. Sorry for the long wait without any real videos. Kind of had a lot of stuff come up all at once, and my schedule is going to be a lot more packed, so videos are going to be a little less frequent, but we're going to try to get some done. So, in this video, I'm going to be doing a review of the Generation 1 Soundwave figure, but I figured since I only have a reissue of the Soundwave, I might as well add some stuff to it. So I have the entire Walmart, well, most of the entire Walmart reissues. So both Rumble and Frenzy, whichever one is which, I'm not going to start that fight. Then Laserbeak and Buzzsaw and Ravage in the microcassettes, as well as the leading man himself. So, as I did mention, these are the reissues of the figures that were just released a while back through Walmart. But they're still pretty nice figures. I've had a little bit of issues with my right leg stickers, or my left leg stickers, I should say. But I'm certain that's just a kind of issue with me and how I put on stickers. I do like the detailing on the figure. The button opening for the microcassette chamber on Soundwave's chest is wonderful. I love how springy that is. That's so nice. And I wonder how they managed to get a toy like this in the 80s to look so nice. And honestly, it's a whole lot more flexible than I would have expected. Like, honestly, with the way I was first seeing this figure, I didn't expect there to even be elbows. So the fact that there are elbows on this thing impresses me already. But enough gushing over the figure itself. The detailing is great, as well as for each of these microcassettes. So Soundwave came packaged with Buzzsaw, the Condor. He does have these detachable little engines, if you can call. I don't really know what to call it. Boosters? Whatever they are. They're detachable. They plug in each into the two cassette ports right there. And each of the microcassettes has a very easy to do 3 or 4 step transformation into a microcassette. And these microcassettes do fit into Soundwave's chest. Sadly, unlike the masterpiece model that I've seen of Soundwave, the storage for the remaining pieces, there is none. You just kind of have to have those off to the side. Speaking weapons for Soundwave, he does have his little shoulder blaster, and he does have his concussive blaster. The metal piece, the metallic looking piece, is detachable, as well as the blaster itself condensing down into a little fake battery, which is honestly some impressive attention to detail. And both of these fake batteries, if we come to the back, fit ever so nicely into a little storage area that then has a clip on the back for easy, convenient storage and carrying. This clip actually does clip onto stuff. It's quite nice. So, for the main big bad figure himself, transformation is pretty simple on this guy. You just straighten his arms out, push his hands in, fold those arms into the back, and they tab in on those little tabs on the back there. Fold around his head, so it's facing backwards, and push it down. Then, move out his legs so that they're facing out. Fold up his feet. Then fold up and condense his legs into the microcassette player. And this is a stunning microcassette player. Now, I did not grow up with microcassettes. I have CD players and then MP3 players. So, I did not grow up with this tech, but it is a lovely design anyways, and I would certainly, as a phone case, this would look awesome, and having this tech before there were better options, it'd be awesome. Now, quick look into the other microcassettes, because, hey, we're doing those too. Laserbeak, exact same as Buzzsaw. I'm not going to go into transforming it, because you saw me transform Buzzsaw. It's just pushing in the head, folding up the wings, and folding up the feet. For Rumble and Frenzy, I'm just going to grab the blue one. Each of them, these little wing bits, not only are they detachable, but you can clip them on ever so carefully. If you try hard enough, eventually you'll succeed. Pretty much onto the arms as a sort of blaster. But if we take them both off, for his arms, you just spin them around, fold them up on themselves, and then his two arms will push in to hold his head down from the spring, which I think is genius to have a spring-loaded head. I love that idea. Then, push in his little toes, fold his legs in, fold them up, and that makes the Rumble and Frenzy cassette mode, which looks nice. I love on all of these, by the way, the way they detailed these. So, for the birds and for Rumble and Frenzy, they did do a sticker detail, which I'm not the biggest fan of stickers, but I mean, if that's the option you have, better than nothing, I guess. However, Ravage here, after we take off his rear-mounted boosters, which, again, same thing as the rest of them, just folding up his head, folding up his tail, taking his front legs and bending them in so that they're nice and resting like that. Then pushing his back legs, making sure the toes are pointed out, folding those in. And his is actually like detail printed on. Like the middle section is a sticker, but the rest of that is detail printed. Like that's not coming off unless I really try to scratch it. And I love that. This is a lovely little microcassette. Sadly, Soundwave only fits one cassette in his little pouch at a time. And at least on mine, I've noticed an issue where if I spring it out quickly, they'll sometimes bounce back and get kind of corner stuck. But it hasn't been too big an issue, at least for the birds. Ravage, it's been fine. The humanoid ones, they seem to be the most weighted on the sides, but the other issue is sometimes one leg will get caught by folding out and the other one won't. So it'll get stuck in there like that. I just push it back in, try again. It usually comes out just fine. And again, all of these shiny plastic pieces. Not really anywhere to store them on the Soundwave. But I will say, this figure, it shows in its design that it was not made as a Transformers toy, but as a transforming figure, it is lovely. I love everything about this figure. I understand, after handling it and some of the other G1 figures, which I hope to cover in future episodes, why these figures grew a franchise that is so beloved. But I have pretty much spent the past 8 minutes gushing about this figure instead of actually talking about anything in particular. So, couple nitpicks on the figure. I do wish that the buttons down here were actually like tactile buttons. They're just a display printed in the same material as the attachment figures for the microcassettes. Which, I mean, it's understandable. Again, this toy was made 82, 83, and then imported to America in 84. So it's an older toy, it's understandable, but it's still just one of those things I would have liked. And then I've already gone off about how I love the microcassette storage option, though I do wish there was like maybe a little thing or something on the other side to hold the cassette in place in the door, because really there's just a tiny bit, if I can get the light in there. Ooh, let me see if I can move the light real fast. There's just a little plastic bit holding that back right corner in. It's kind of hard to see on the camera. And then there's, taking the cassette out of the way, there's this little tab holding it in on the left side. So it's just that and this down here holding the thing in. So if there was just a little bit more to hold that in place on the door, that'd be great. But all in all, it's still a pretty fun gimmick. And then weapon storage. This is quite possibly some of my favorite weapon storage of any figure I've ever had, being stored in a battery compartment, which not everything can get away with that, but when it can, it works gloriously. And all in all, just a wonderful figure. I believe I established in the past 2 episodes, forgive me, it's been a while, that I was going to rate these, or actually do ratings on figures. Honestly, I don't feel like I need a rating system per se. I feel like that's not really something that I want to do here. But I will say, if you can find a Soundwave figure that is relatively cheap, I'd say go for it. I can't guarantee that if you try to find one that's like been in use since '84 that it'll be too strong, but it's such a lovely figure. Even if you can find just like, I think they sold the reissue for $50, which, given some of the other stuff they put at $50, it's pretty okay given all the stuff it came with. Which I've shown just about everything it came with, except it came with 3 of the concussive blaster bits, which I suppose it must have been able to fire originally or something. Otherwise, I don't see why they would have had 3 of those. But whatever the case, it's a lovely figure, and I'd highly recommend grabbing it if you can find it anywhere. But other than that, that's really my main thoughts on this figure. Let me know down in the comments if you are as much of a fan of Soundwave as I am after this toy. And let me know what other Soundwaves are your favorite. I know I used to have the Cybertron Soundwave way back that turned into the spaceship, but I have since lost that figure, sadly, to a garage sale. But let me know which Soundwave is your favorite. I do know there is an Earthrise or Netflix Soundwave coming out soon that's going to be a similar microcassette player. So let me know down below what your favorite is. Don't be afraid to stick around and subscribe. We're going to have a lot more of this stuff coming, hopefully, in the future. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. And of course, have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye.